Bob Colt continuing our conversations in the Lansing School District. With me today, Dr. Nino Rodríguez, a longtime administrator and Lansing School District Board of Education member, the secretary, actually, of the Board of Education. Dr. Rodríguez, thank you for joining us. How do you think things are going so far in the Lansing School District in these challenging times?
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you to all the parents and people that are listening and viewing this interview. And the question is so direct, and it's very difficult times. We all suffering, but I think that we are together in the Lansing School District to do the best we can to provide the services the best we can to all students that are part of this big district called Lansing School District.
Now, Dr. Rodríguez, you've heard probably from a lot of parents and even maybe some kids, and we had to make the transition early. We made the decision earlier than any other school district to do face-to-face online instruction. You feel pretty good now looking back and seeing the results of actually putting safety first and keeping kids and their families safe?
To feel pretty good about a very hard decision is very hard. I think what we did was correct, was the right decision. But it will be much better. We didn't have to make it. But at that time was one of the best way to provide education without put everybody in danger.
And going forward, the Board of Education will also face even more difficult decisions about when it's actually safe to return to buildings. So right now, as we go through this ever peaking COVID-19 kind of time, what are some of the thoughts going through your mind as you approach that decision?
The first thing that come to my mind are the students and the parents and all the situation that they are having in the schools and in the houses. I visited some of the houses and how the parents provide services to their kids, to their children, and how create a room for them to be a kind of office for the students. And that is something that we are not accustomed to do. What we do is send the students to the buildings and they receive the education there. That will be the best thing to do in the future as soon as possible. You know, to have all the students back to the school where they can develop their feelings, the social habits, the instructional habits, and their physical activities. That is the best thing to do as soon as possible. But the news that we are receiving and the reality that we are having here in Ingham County and Lansing is so different than what we want to have. Then whatever situation we have, number one priority for this board member, and I think for the others, and for the administration, is keep our students safe, our families safe, because we don't want to lose any of them. I just came today from a funeral, the person who died for the coronavirus here in Lansing. I don't want to go to any of my students or parents attending any of these situations. That is number one. And as soon as possible, when we had the remedies to the situation we have, then we had to receive other students and to see how we can work differently, that we go back to the best normal situation that we can.
Doc, don't you think it really has been kind of amazing, though, that folks in the Lansing School District have actually pulled off distributing the 10,000 devices and trying to connect everybody. When you think about the logistical challenge of providing an education, it really was miraculous to get everything up and going. And even now, the school district is tweaking and making changes to make it better. It's kind of an ongoing process that's really been incredible.
Even we were not prepared 100% for a new situation. I don't think that anybody was prepared. But the reaction, the meetings, the conversation, the actions the Lansing School District took right away to provide the instructional materials, to provide the internet to all students, the computers that everybody is having. I think, and hear from many other places that they don't have it, and we have here in Lansing, I think there was a miracle. And I hope that we now continue doing that and promoting participation and promoting activities with these tools that we have, that our students suffer the less is possible during this time.
I do want to ask you a little bit about some of the information the board has received. Normally with attendance kind of like being at 90%, and now online it's maybe 80%. Others have said that 80% actually is amazing to have so many kids attend at that level, but we know we have to do better, and we want to make sure that more kids are connecting. What sort of advice do you give to parents to make sure that their kids are keeping up with their education in Lansing?
Thank you for this important question. The parents who are listening right now, and they know some students or some friends, some relatives or neighbors that they are not attending classes, please let them know, or let the administration, let the teacher know that somebody is not attending classes. We need the cooperation and support and collaboration with everybody to have as many students we can in attendance, at least 90%, 92%, that usually is the attendance in the buildings. But if you know of anybody, there is no attending classes for one reason or another, let us know, let the administration of Lansing School District know, and we will be there to help them. I think that will be the best thing to do. The second, what I am telling in my meeting is, let's go to find them, wherever they are, the best way you can. But in that also, we need everybody to cooperate in that. I want the media, I want anybody to let them know that we are here to serve 100% all students of Lansing School District. And we are not going to stop until we do it.
Doc, I want you to talk a little bit about the extracurricular activities, because we had to put a hold on sports and a lot of the extracurricular things. Hopefully those will be back, and the fall season will turn to spring, and everybody's hoping and planning for the best. But those are also really important things to prioritize in Lansing too, aren't they?
Very, very important. And especially important for the people who participate. But any child is important. But these activities, this sport, I miss them so much. Prepare them in many ways for their future. Many of them receive scholarships. Many of them go to college because of that. Many of them have other activities that conduct their future. And I think that we had to connect with them in one way or another to continue providing them services that as soon as possible, they come back to exercise and be able to play and be able also to connect with universities, the admission programs and universities that they recognize their skills and still be able to play in the places that they want.
And you talk a little bit about the future. When I hear you say that, I think of the Lansing Promise, and as a school board member, you've been as involved as anybody in the Promise. What do you do to encourage kids to make sure that they complete their education and qualify for the Lansing Promise, which helps support higher education?
Lansing Promise is a miracle. Lansing Promise is a benediction. It's really tremendous reality for many of our students in Lansing. This year alone, more than 360 students received a scholarship to go to Michigan State University, to Lansing Community College, or Olivet College. 360. The last meeting that we had a week ago, we had more than 27 people from different kind of business professions in the meetings of Lansing Promise. Lansing Promise itself is a big promise that is going to provide even more services to our students. They attend from K to 12 or as many years as possible in Lansing School District. If they continue having grades and they continue attendance, all the good things that we had to do in the schools. The Lansing Promise is there for the ones who are going to the school this year in kindergarten to the years, 11 years or 12 years later when they graduate. But also it's important for you, senior and junior. They are in high school right now because next year you can apply to Lansing Promise or Hope Scholarship that you will be able to attend the college and the university here in Michigan State, Lansing Community College, Olivet. We already had graduated some of the students that received the Promise Scholarship. And they are professionals. They are working and they are really happy that we have this kind of promise here in Lansing. There are many other programs around the state, but this one in Lansing is the more effective and is the most people are coming to find out how we working together to provide students with the scholarships and services that they need now and they will need later when they go to the higher education.
Doc, I want you to talk just a moment about what's coming up for the school board. This year, you'll have a superintendent search and budgets, and there's still renovation going on in a lot of the school buildings. Talk about what you see coming up for 2021.
Predict the future. It's a good thing. If I could do that all the time, I won't be here. But definitely, Lansing School District, like education in general, is a progressive process. It's something about the future. It's not about today. It's a future about our students, about our families, and how we provide them with the best services that we can. In that way, we need to move to have a new superintendent because the one we had retired a year ago. We need to have somebody that has the vision and continue what we are doing now, improve what we are doing. Maybe we don't need something revolutionary. We need to promote and to perfect what we are having, knowing the perfection is not going to be there 100%, but we can do things better. That's what we are going to be employ our time to find the best person that we can hire to do this kind of thing in Lansing School District. I think that to start all over again is not. We need to go from the pandemic, what we have, and provide new services according to the needs of the students coming back to school with what they had before the pandemic and follow them after and prepare them for the future. That is number one. About the money that you community gave us, I think we are using it with the best way we can with the different buildings. I visited them and really it's day and night now than what they were 5 years ago. They thank you very much. Let's go to work to continue paying some money here and there, but let our kids our future to have the best building and facilities that they need to learn.
Dr. Nino Rodríguez, Secretary of the Lansing School District Board of Education, we sincerely appreciate your time and sharing your knowledge on this segment of Conversations.
Thank you to you, and thank you for your help. Thank you very much.